Hey crew, how's it going?
How are we doing, guys? It is Wednesday, 10 to 9, and we are coming to you live from the Rock Solid office.
We are.
We've got a mascot down here.
We are.
Mr. Jolly Boy.
Exactly. I'm just going to tilt that down a little bit more, definitely, so we can see.
So how are things going tonight, guys? How's your week been? We're middle of the week. We should be on plan doing your exercise. I hope you're joining me with the 6-week challenge. So it's day 3 today. And I tried something.
We did have some Valentine's Day treats yesterday evening.
They were very nice. They were very, very nice, they were. So yes, day 3 of the first week. So started to do a little bit of gymnastic work in the gym now.
Oh, wait a second. Yep.
She's got loads of stuff coming up on the screen. Yeah, so things are moving forward nicely. Everything's on plan apart from last night, but my workouts are going well. So I hope you guys are joining in and you're actually partaking, which is cool. We do it together.
Exactly. So this evening, guys, we wanted to. I was going to write this post. Hello, I've got your text messages. I will get back to them afterwards. Oh, poor old Giles. He's got cat acne. Have you ever heard of it? Cat acne, the poor little thing all round here. So we're having to give him a little clean and everything. So I was going to write a post on this, but I thought we'll come live to you and we'll just sit and have a chat. We just sat here on the office floor. So let's have a look at this then. So why diets alone won't
change your body shape?
Exactly. So let's have a look at this then. So why will diets alone not really change your body shape as if you were going to do weight training and healthy otherwise, okay? I think the best way to describe this, if you can imagine your body like a balloon, right? Okay, listen to this, right? If you can imagine your body like a balloon, okay, when you let the...
She comes out with some cracking and then she's ready.
When you let the balloon down, right, and you let it down so much, okay, it becomes all, what does it become? All
flaccid.
Limp and flaccid and horrible and like a prune, right? That's what happens when you just diet, all right? Because what's happening is 9 times out of 10 when you diet, all right, you're just losing water weight. You go saggy. Exactly, Tony. So you see somebody who all they do, they've just changed their diet, okay? And what happens is they will end up going saggy. They will get limp. Evening, Claire. Evening, everybody. And Tony is right. She goes saggy. I'm just going to bring that down. So that's what happens. Because we're not actually changing anything in our body, are we? We're literally just losing volume. And when you lose that volume, it is literally just like water that we're losing, isn't it?
Basically, you're not going to be putting on any more weight, because if you just diet, you're restricting your calorie intake, okay? And your body will use up that calorie intake and it will start looking for other things in our body as an energy source. But that's when we have to exercise, isn't it, Liza?
But here's the issue, right? You might think that the first source that is used would be fat or something like that, but it's not. It's actually your muscle. That's the first thing that our body will use, because it's actually not efficient for us to have muscle on our body. So that is what it will look for, okay? So that is why when you have been training with weights, and then you stop for a bit, you think, oh, I feel a bit flat, I feel a bit flaccid. That is because you probably would have lost a little bit of muscle tissue.
Probably you'll lose muscle size or...
Size, you won't lose tissue.
If you think of the muscles as bunches of straws, okay? And as we exercise, they increase in size and decrease in size. So if you stop training and you just go on a diet, your muscles will actually decrease in size because your body will start breaking down that muscular tissue. It uses glycogen in the muscles as its first energy source, which is the carbohydrate or sugar storage. Once that's burned off and you're not doing any training and you're not eating enough food, it will start breaking down protein as an energy source, because your body needs protein. It needs proteins to actually replenish cell tissues, replenish hair, replenish skin, look after your eyes, look after your body functions, and it needs it. But what your body doesn't need to survive is muscle. Okay? So to look after all your vital organs, your body will start breaking down the muscle tissue to help your vital organs stay alive and stay healthy. Okay? So this is why we need to keep replenishing and keep an eye on your lean tissue, your muscle mass in your body. We need to keep challenging it so it develops and grows, okay? But we need to fuel that. And we need to fuel that in the right way. So you guys that go on diets and you restrict the amount of food you have, this is negative. It has a negative effect on our body, okay?
So, you know...
Did I go off track then?
Yeah.
Sorry.
So, to be able to... We think that if we diet, we're going to lose weight, okay? Losing weight is great, whatever, okay? But what I'm more interested in, and what we get our clients to do, and what you guys should be more interested in, is actually changing your body composition. Now, what do I mean by that? Your body composition is your fat to muscle ratio in your body, okay? So what you don't want to be doing is just losing weight. You want to be burning fat, because here's the thing, right? When you just diet alone, like I said, you become saggy. So what happens is the fat doesn't go anywhere. You are simply losing water weight.
And
the
muscle.
fat is a muscle. Your fat is not going anywhere at all whatsoever. You're practically wasting away, okay? The fat cells are still there. They've just shriveled down, okay? That is it. Then when you start eating normally again, you will then put weight back on. And that can be very frustrating, especially if you have deprived yourself, okay? So what's the best way of doing this then? So the best way of doing this is to be able to reduce your body fat. Now, how do you reduce your body fat, okay? What you almost effectively want to do is work it from the inside out, just like we do the mindset stuff. We work on the inside to change the outside, because we all know that anyone can get a fit body. Anyone can do a 5K, or they can go in the gym and they can get a fit body and it looks amazing. But if you don't change the inside, then it won't happen on the outside, okay? So let's have a look at this then. So what we need to do is we need to be able to train ourselves from the inside. And when I say that, I mean, yeah, like Baz was saying, with resistance training, okay? And we need to have a three-pronged attack on this, don't we? So number one is to train with weights or some sort of resistance, because it will build your lean tissue muscle. Now, ladies, you will not get big at all whatsoever. Me, I've been training with weights since I was 21. I'm now 37. I don't look hench, do I? I don't look big, I don't look bulky, I don't look like a man. So you will not build that at all whatsoever. So don't worry about that, okay? If we have more lean tissue on our frame, more muscle on our frame, okay, we will actually be burning more calories at rest, because our body is more efficient. Because as Barry said, it takes more energy to sustain that, so our body has to work at a higher rate. Okay?
It would increase your metabolic rates.
I've got a cat hair at the back of my throat. I can feel it anyway.
You sure it's a cat hair?
Feel it. Well, it's not a pube, so
it's one of these.
Oh, yeah. So that is what we want to do. That's the first thing, is to build that lean tissue, okay? Then what we want to do, secondly, okay, is we want to melt the fat away. We want to burn the fat. So what we're doing, we're almost shrink wrapping our body, because we've been working with the resistance to build tone and muscle, which is cool. You're not going to get massive. A man will build muscle quicker than you ladies because of the testosterone that he has in his body, okay? So then what we need to do is we need to be able to work on reducing the fat. Now, how do we do that? And the reason that you won't burn fat when you are just dieting alone is for this one reason. Are you ready for it? Because to be able to burn fat, we must have a process called thermogenesis, right? Thermogenesis happens in heat friction. That's what that is. So when you do cardio and you sweat and your heart rate is increased for a prolonged period of time of at least 30 minutes, all right, 20 to 30 minutes, you will be burning fat, all right? First of all, you will burn glycogen, which is sugars from the carbs and everything, but then you will burn fat. And this is where the magic happens, because this is what we want to change. And this is what cannot change with just dieting alone, okay? So this is the second part of the attack. So the second part is to be able to melt fat away to reveal the tone underneath that you built from the weights, okay? So when we do this, what happens is we get on the treadmill, we do whatever it is, that's that kind of exercise that gets us sweating. Now, there's a chemical reaction that happens with the fat, all right, that you won't get just from dieting alone. Because remember, we've got to have built up some heat in this, okay? There's a chemical reaction which reacts with the fat. It breaks it down into hydrogen and oxygen. And what happens is that fat, 95% of it is either sweated out, peed out, cried out. Sorry, 5% of that is sweated out, breathed out. Shut up.
5% is pissed out, sweated out. The rest of it is going to be breathed out.
Exactly.
The new studies are coming out now that we actually breathe out more fat from our body than we actually do sweat or discrete.
Oh my God.
Get rid of.
You can tell it's nearly near our bedtime.
So the new studies are coming out saying that, and all of us fitness professionals, we've spent so long believing that we actually sweat the fat out or we excrete the fat out of our body, but we actually breathe it. Breathe 95% of the fat that we burn off out.
So that's why when you get out of breath, it's good, because it keeps it on a low burner, all right? Now, we could go into HIIT and all that kind of training.
I've written an article on HIIT training and slow intensity.
And that's going to go up next week for you guys.
Yeah.
I've programmed that in. But so that's the second attack. Now, are you guys getting this? Do you see how just dieting alone will not actually change your body composition at all whatsoever? Because all you're essentially doing is losing water and everything is shrinking down like a saggy balloon.
And that's the thing we really want to do, guys. It's to increase our health and make us healthier beings. Is we need to look at our body composition. So the weight on the scales don't mean jack, really. It's the body composition that we need to be sort of mindful of, and this is where we need to be looking at in terms of health. I'm not worried about fitness levels here, because that's another spectrum. This is all about health when we come to your body composition. And the higher the lean tissue is, the lower your fat percentage is, the healthier our body will be. As Loz says, the higher your muscle mass is, the more efficient, can you push the button please, Loz? The more efficient our body will be at reducing our fat percentage. Okay.
So the third part of this is your diet. When I say diet, I mean what you eat every day. So it's your healthy choices that you make every day. So fueling your body with the right carbs, with the right fats, and with the right proteins will help your body to not only nourish itself, but restore itself after exercise, okay? That's one of the most important things. Have we got a charger anywhere?
I don't know.
Can you find me a charger?
Oh, am I going to find you a charger?
Yeah, go on then, off you go.
Jesus!
Ow! He's so horrible, mean, he's such a dick. So,
I'm such a dick.
He's such a dick. We need to plug it in. I've got 10% battery life left.
10%'s low. We're saying that, you talk too much.
Bling, 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 bling. So, they're the three things, okay? Number one, all right, is to train with weights or some resistance. Even your own body weight. You can make this difficult, okay? You can slow it down, you can do pulses. Number two is to do some sort of cardio where you just move you around.
Change of view.
Change of view. There you go. Excellent. So number 2 is to do some sort of cardio, okay, where you are going to create that thermogenesis in your body, which means that you will be actually melting fat away, all right? And number 3 is about what you feed yourself. And when I say what you feed yourself, I mean with good proteins to replace and to help build from when you're destroying your muscles, because that's what you are ultimately doing, is actually destroying your muscles when you train. You do actually put your body under stress when you train.
Massive amount of stress. When we actually do weight training, we're actually causing microfiber tears in the muscle fibers, and that's how they grow, and that's how they become stronger. That's how they become better endurance mechanisms. It's because we're causing damage to them, and your body will repair them in a stronger way. Our body is such an amazing thing. So every time we damage it, it comes back stronger. It's like the mind. The only time we learn with the mind is when we make mistakes. Exactly. So we're damaging, but our body will grow back stronger, fitter, wiser, and healthier.
But can you see how just restricting your calorie intake is not actually causing any of those other reactions in your body? Does everybody get that from what we've explained? Give us a like or whatever it is. Or do we have any questions coming in about it? Because sometimes people are a little bit curious on this, and we're here to take your questions.
While you're talking about diet there, Loz, people say a calorie is a calorie. Yes, when it comes to the energy from a calorie is a calorie. But when we're looking at carbohydrates as a calorie source, it's the way our body breaks it down and utilizes that calorie source from that type of food. So if you have something like a sugary drink or something with chocolate or crisps or something like that, fatty stuff, your body doesn't know how to break them sugars down. So it shoots up our blood sugar levels. Then we have a fighting going on with our blood sugar levels and our insulin levels, and we start storing this stuff as fat. But if we start eating healthy, wholesome food like sweet potatoes, lean meats, and good quality sources of vegetables and fruit, our body knows how to deal with these. So it uses that as an energy source much more rapidly and easier. It doesn't have to store it as fat because it knows what to do with it. So the quality of your food makes a massive difference to how you feel and how your body reacts to it.
There you go. So guys, that is why dieting alone will not actually work. Okay? Because if you, as I say, if you do these 3 things, then you're going to be able to not just keep the weight off because you're actually changing your body's shape and your composition, but you are going to be much healthier. So Claire says, yup, definitely feeling like I'm back on track with food and diet now, just to keep it up. What sort of foods are good carbohydrates rather than bad carbohydrates?
So I'd stay away from anything with high sugar contents like sweets, chocolate, biscuits and crisps and so forth like that. And stay with stuff you can like grow in the ground, your sweet potatoes, your brown rice.
So basically you can call them tragic foods and magic foods.
Excuse me.
Okay? Tragic foods and magic foods. Magic foods are things like carbs, which are sweet potatoes, they're brown pasta, they're brown rice, you know, they are perhaps wild rice maybe. So they're all good carbs, okay? Even white potatoes are okay. They're a good carb. They don't have as much fibre and vitamins as sweet potatoes, but they are good carbs, okay? Things like grains, quinoa, couscous, oats, they're all good, and you can see they're good because they are from real raw whole foods, okay? Things like white breads, white pastas, cakes, cookies, because we have to remember here, Claire, that a carbohydrate is actually a sugar.
Oh, the cats are having a fight.
Who's fighting? Who's fighting?
The boss is out. Ursula. Let's just go back up to there. I've got big fingers. Ursula says, what about eating carbs after 6 p.m? Oh, she hasn't finished her point. Go on.
I haven't finished my point. So what we must remember is that carbs are actually a sugar, okay? So whatever you see, like even carbs are fruits. Okay, so you've got a banana which has got a high carb and an apple which has got a high carb, but then you've got something like a berry or pineapple which is low carb fruit. All right, but the main thing we've got to avoid here is processed foods. Now, I'm not saying to avoid it forever if you love cakes and chocolates and cookies like I do, but it's having it in moderation. If you want to lose weight, you can't have your cake and eat it. And pardon the pun, but you have to be able to enjoy this stuff in moderation, okay? So hopefully, Claire, that helps with your question.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, Barry.
Ursula said, what about eating carbs after 6 p.m? There's no studies that are believable that makes a difference when you eat your food.
Yeah, I mean, come on.
I've got a friend that he's heavily into sports science and he does lots of testing on his body. Pro stuff and not pro stuff, if you know what I'm saying. But he done a study. He ate all his food during the day and he left his carbs out. And he ate every single carb in his last meal, and that was sort of 9, 10 o'clock at night. And this lad, he's around about 18 stone. He's a bodybuilder. He's huge, okay? And he said it made no difference to his body composition at all, whether he ate all his carbs in the morning, all at lunchtime, or all at night. It doesn't make any difference at all.
And, you know, however, if you were a competing athlete, then I would be looking at that. But if you're living a healthy lifestyle, I wouldn't be bothering about that. If you are thinking you may have an intolerance to something like wheat, then you might want to look at that. So Claire says, okie dokie, good to know. I've been eating all the good carbs, brown pasta rice, potatoes, and the occasional slice of bread. You know, at the end of the day, I don't think there's anything wrong with bread. I have bread every day. I have scrambled egg and I have some toast in the morning. There are studies out there now that say that we as humans should not be ingesting grains. But it's out for debate. It really is. There's so many studies.
Guys, every single body is different. We've all got different intolerances. When I've done my bodybuilding competition, we normally sort of bulk our muscles out with carbohydrates. We're filling them out with glycogen. And it took me, in my last show, to fill my muscles out, it took 2 big bags of Haribos, 4 bananas, 4 Mars bars, a pizza. What else did I have to eat?
It was ridiculous. I think it was about 800 grams in carbs, so 800 times 4 is...
So 3,600 grams...
Calories.
3,600 calories just in carbohydrates to start my muscles filling out, and it was ridiculous.
It was ridiculous.
Absolutely ridiculous. So everybody is affected by carbohydrates in a different way. I get some of our guys to actually put their carbohydrates around their meals. So around their training, sorry. So they will eat carbohydrates before they work out and after they work out, and that's it. Because the carbohydrates is what gives us fuel really rapidly, so it fuels us through our workout. And once we've done our workout, we've depleted the glycogen and the glucose in our muscles. So we need to replenish them so they can have their carbohydrates straight after their workout.
That's a really good tip if you are worried about it. Carbs are literally just an energy source, just like fats are just an energy source. That's all they're there to do is give you energy, whereas protein are the building blocks. So we have done that before, which is a very clever way.
And your mum says about £2 banana loaf I ate.
Yeah, but that was afterwards. It's not when you were trying to bulk, to get on stage. But yeah, so you can do it that way. That's quite an interesting way of doing it, is putting your carbs around your training. So yeah. So guys, do we have any more questions at all whatsoever on this matter? If we let us know if we have any questions. I don't think the cats are fighting anymore.
They're just getting peed off. It's been raining here all day and the cats haven't been able to go out because they get stupidly muddy. So we haven't let them out today now. We're getting a bit aggro. They haven't done their exercise, so... And
I'm not cleaning up.
They're starting to fight each other.
Exactly, definitely. So guys, so that is why you will not lose weight. You will not change your body shape just from dieting alone. It just won't happen.
Get in the gym, get outside, enjoy what you're doing. Find something you enjoy doing and just do it.
Exactly. You'll get nice and scaggy and you'll end up like a...
Prune.
Well, I was going to say...
No, prune. I know what you're going to say... But it's going to be
What am I going to say? What was I going to say?
No.
What was I going to say?
No.
What was I going to say?
No. I'm not saying it.
Just whisper it to me. Exactly what I was going to say.
Exactly. And it's a prune.
Exactly what I was going to say. If you can guess what it is, just type it in the comments box. But yeah, she will end up going nice and pruny. So we want nice firm bodies with a little bit less fat reduction. Definitely.
Yes.
Okay, guys, look, have a fantastic evening. And we are with our coaches tomorrow. Oh, good. Very good, Sina.
Awesome.
Very good.
As long as you enjoy it, crack on with it. It's all good.
Okay, guys, we will, just like the lady on holiday. Yeah, exactly. So, okay, guys, we will see you later. Have a good evening.
Enjoy your evening, guys.